belief is darkness, experience is light. If you were born into a world where everyone was blindfolded, and you were blindfolded too, would you believe that light exists? Osho said belief is the greatest barrier to truth because it gives you a false sense of knowing. Man believes because he is afraid, uncertain, and unwilling to see. We are terrified of stepping into darkness to find the real light, so we settle for the fake light, the one someone else has switched on for us. We are living in an era of digital faith. We believe what algorithms want us to believe. We fear what social media teaches us to fear. We trust images, voices, and videos, even when the person in them never said a word. The year 2025 is the age of deepfakes, AI prophets, and synthetic gods. A chatbot can preach, a virtual avatar can make millions cry, and a single fake video can ignite a war. Because the world now worships belief that is programmed. Osho warned decades ago, belief is a drug. It keeps you asleep and dreaming, but never awake. We no longer live in an age of understanding. We live in the age of digital superstition. Religion, politics, even science, they all have followers, not seekers. People who want others to believe for them. Osho said, you believe because you are afraid to know. Knowing requires courage. Belief only requires comfort. We choose belief because it feels safer than truth. Truth demands that you stand alone. Belief lets you hide inside the crowd. Today we see this everywhere. People believe false news because it fits their emotion. They believe AI will either save humanity or destroy it. They believe some authority, some religion, some government will give life meaning. But Osho reminds us, truth cannot be believed. It has to be experienced. Belief is like a thin layer of paint on your eyes. It blinds you beautifully. Remember, humanity's greatest wars never began with experience. They began with belief. People bomb in the name of truth. They burn books in the name of faith. They kill each other in the name of God. Osho said, believers have killed more people than any atheists ever could. He called it the violence of belief. Because once you believe absolutely, there is no space left for doubt, for listening, or for love. Today the world speaks of freedom, yet most people live on borrowed beliefs. They believe in other people's opinions, in slogans, advertisements, and experts, but they do not believe in their own direct experience. A 2024 MIT study found that 80% of social media users share information simply because they believe it is true, without ever checking. Osho called this spiritual laziness. It is easy to believe, it is dangerous to see. The world fears experience, because real experience shatters illusions. When you truly look inside yourself, you realize that God is not somewhere far away, and in that moment, all religions, all doctrines collapse. Osho said, drop all beliefs, then only your eyes will be clear enough to see. When you drop belief, you lose nothing. You only open your eyes. Experience does not come from knowledge, it comes from awareness. When you eat and know that you are eating, when you breathe and feel the breath entering you, when you love without fear of losing, that is living experience. And that experience, Osho said, is the true religion of humanity. Belief creates followers, experience creates Buddhas. Belief creates followers, experience creates the awakened. There are two kinds of people in the world, those who believe and those who see. Those who believe are asleep. Those who see are awake. Osho said, belief is a dream. Experience is awakening. The believer lives in a beautiful sleep. The seeker lives in a dangerous awakening. Belief is the dream woven from other people's words. Experience is the shock that wakes you in the middle of the night, and you suddenly realize that light was never gone. You just never opened your eyes. Man loves to believe because belief feels safe. Belief is like a warm blanket. It hides fear, loneliness, and doubt. Osho said, a comfortable lie is more dangerous than a painful truth. We believe not to wake up, but to keep sleeping. We believe someone up there is watching over us. We believe everything happens for a reason. We believe it will all be fine. But that is not wisdom. It's a sleeping pill for the soul. Today people take pills to sleep through the night, but belief itself has become the spiritual sedative of humanity. Never in human history has sleep been so deep. Look around. Social media rains dopamine, making you believe you are alive, while you're just scrolling to escape the present. AI speaks with empathy, writes poetry, even consoles the lonely, and humans begin to believe that machines have souls while losing touch with their own. Fake news spreads faster than light. People share because they believe, not because they know. OSHO warned, when millions sleep together, they call it civilization. We are living in a civilization of sleep. Everyone dreams and calls it reality. OSHO said, the believer never meets God because he never meets himself. The believer talks of God, yet has never felt God. He speaks of light, but still walks in darkness. He preaches love, but lives in fear and control. The believer is like a man dreaming of water in a desert. He describes rivers, rain, oceans, but his lips remain dry. The awakened one speaks little. He is silent because he has tasted. He doesn't say, I believe. He simply says, I see. To believe is to borrow. To see is to be born again. OSHO experiences a shock, because once you truly see, everything that once made you feel safe begins to crumble. Belief says, God protects you. Experience says, no one protects you, and you don't need anyone. Belief says, there is right and wrong. Experience says, everything flows. Belief says, never doubt. Experience says, doubt until you see. Belief is borrowed security. Experience is dangerous freedom. OSHO. That's why people fear awakening. To awaken means to walk alone, with no map, no master, no promise. But in that very aloneness, you finally touch the living truth. In recent years, the world has begun to stir from its dream. When people discovered AI could imitate human voices, they started asking, what is real? When digital religions appeared, people began to question who their God truly is, a soul or an algorithm. When wars erupted from fake information, humanity for the first time doubted its own beliefs. And OSHO would smile and say, good, doubt is the beginning of seeing. Doubt is not sin, it is the first sign that intelligence is waking up. If God truly exists, why do you need someone to tell you? OSHO said, if truth is alive, why do you need priests to interpret it? Because the priest's truth is already dead. He did not attack religion itself. He attacked what humanity has done to religion. He attacked the way people have turned it into a system of collective belief, a way to avoid seeing directly. For OSHO, any religion built on belief is the enemy of true spirituality. OSHO said, belief is born out of fear. Religion of experience is born out of love. Traditional religions survive not because man is enlightened, but because man is afraid of hell, afraid of emptiness, afraid of meaninglessness. So he needs a god of insurance, a figure to depend on, a ritual to hide behind. You pray not because you love God, but because you fear losing him. You go to the temple not to meet the divine, but to escape yourself. And OSHO smiles gently. A religion based on fear is politics, not spirituality. OSHO saw a dangerous truth. When man believes blindly, those who control belief control the world. The priest and the politician are partners in crime. One controls your soul, the other your body. From ancient kingdoms to the digital empires of Silicon Valley, the powerful have always known one secret. Belief is the most efficient weapon ever invented. Today, churches no longer have bells and altars. They are social networks where algorithms have become invisible priests. They don't preach with scriptures. They preach through your For You page. Man no longer needs God to be afraid. He only needs a red notification dot. OSHO said, religion has been replaced by ideology, but the disease is the same, belief without experience. Our modern world has created new temples of belief, and OSHO, if alive today, would laugh with irony. There are AI spiritual bots claiming to talk to the dead, digital churches that charge money for live-streamed prayers, online gurus who sell enlightenment for $999, and tech prophets declaring that AI will be the next God. But OSHO already warned, when belief wears a new dress, it still hides the same ignorance. Today, humanity no longer believes in God. It believes in machines, data, and artificial intelligence. We have replaced God with the algorithm, but the ignorance remains the same. OSHO was not against religion. He was against any system that freezes truth into dogma. I am not against Christ. I am against Christianity. I am not against Buddha. I am against Buddhism. He revered every awakened being, but condemned how mankind turned them into idols. Once the prophet dies, the priest takes over, and the truth begins to rot. A living Buddha is dangerous, because he does not allow you to believe. He compels you to see, but once he dies, the church is born, and belief returns, wrapped in scriptures, commandments, and obedience. OSHO said, "The temple is not where truth lives, it is where truth is buried." A religion built on belief kills the two most sacred gifts of humanity, doubt and personal experience. OSHO said, "Doubt is the beginning of wisdom. Belief is the end of intelligence." A child is born with eyes full of wonder, but we teach him fear instead of discovery. We teach him to believe the parents, believe the teachers, believe the books, believe the gods, and slowly the light in his eyes fades. They have taught you to believe in God, but never to experience God. Religion says pray. OSHO says don't pray, live. Religion says follow. OSHO says walk alone. Religion says never doubt. OSHO says doubt is the doorway to awareness. In 2025, the story repeats itself. Extremist groups kill in the name of God. Governments impose morality in the name of sacred tradition. Secret spiritual cults sell salvation at a price. OSHO warned, the moment you think your belief is the only truth, you have already created hell on earth. Blind belief is the seed of war. Personal experience is the seed of peace. If God is real, why must we believe in him? If he truly exists, wouldn't we simply know? OSHO said, truth cannot be believed, it can only be lived. Belief is the religion of the blind. Experience is the religion of the seeing. And OSHO declared, experience is the only religion, all else is philosophy. Humanity has turned religion into a theater of faith. You kneel, you chant, you pray, but your heart is not present. You do it because others do, because you fear being left out, because you fear that if you don't, you'll be punished. OSHO said, your religion is a borrowed costume, beautiful but not yours. We wear the robes of religion, but inside we are empty. We speak of God, yet we cannot even feel the sacredness of a single breath. Religion has become a collective ritual to hide our loneliness. OSHO said, if you cannot find God in your morning tea, you will not find him in the temple either. True religion is not in the ceremony, but in awareness. When you eat and know you are eating, when you breathe and feel the air move through you, when you love without possession, when you laugh for no reason, that is meditation. True religion is not believing in God, it is experiencing godliness, the living energy pulsing through every cell of your being. OSHO said, science and religion are not enemies, they are two doors to the same mystery. Science seeks the divine outside, true religion seeks the divine within. But both require one thing, direct experience. Today, neuroscience can simulate emotions of love. AI can write poetry, compose hymns, but no machine can feel existence. A robot may say, I love you, but it cannot tremble with wonder, because only a living consciousness knows what love truly is. Belief is mechanical, experience is alive. OSHO. In 2025, the world is witnessing hundreds of AI spiritual movements, chatbots that preach, avatars that meditate, and digital gurus selling enlightenment through a screen. But OSHO would laugh softly. You can't download enlightenment. You can copy Buddha's words, but you cannot copy his silence. You can program Osho's voice, but you cannot program his awareness. Experience cannot be transferred through data. It happens only when you are alive and aware that you are alive. The believer always needs someone to follow. The experiencer walks alone. Osho said, "Belief creates slaves. Experience creates free souls. Belief makes you belong to a group. Experience makes you belong to the universe. Belief needs scriptures, rules, and teachers. Experience needs only silence. Belief says, he is above. Experience says, he is breathing within me. And the moment you see this, the distance between God and you dissolves. Only life, looking at itself, remains." A famous scientist once said, "After 40 years of studying the universe, I no longer believe in God. I know him." Not because he read another holy book, but because in his laboratory he felt the pulse of life running through every atom. A young meditator once said, "I never believed in enlightenment, but one morning as sunlight touched a leaf, I disappeared, and the world became one." That is true religion. No priest, no scripture, no argument, just one moment of total presence. Why is it that humanity, after all its religions, philosophies, and science, still cannot live in peace? Osho said, "Because belief has divided the world, and only experience can make it whole again." The moment man began to believe, he began to divide. Belief creates boundaries. Experience dissolves them. Osho said, "Belief is the beginning of separation." The moment you say, "I believe," you have created an opposite. And from that moment, we have us and them, right and wrong, heaven and hell, my God and your God. Belief, born to guide man to the divine, has become the wall that separates him from it. There has never been a war over experience, but every war in history has been fought over belief. Men were burned for believing differently. Nations bomb in the name of justice. Races divide over flags and gods. And Osho said, "When belief enters, love leaves." Today's world no longer fights only with weapons. It fights with beliefs. Political faith makes you hate those who vote differently. Religious faith makes you curse those who kneel another way. Technological faith makes you worship AI as a savior or fear it as a devil. Osho called this the modern madness of collective hypnosis. Humanity is hypnotized by beliefs, and that hypnosis is the root of all violence. Today we no longer need wars to destroy each other. We only need a tweet, a clip, a viral belief. Belief spreads faster than any virus, and it kills understanding within the human heart. Osho said, "When you experience truth, you can never be in conflict, because experience has no opposite. When you truly experience, there is no me and you, no right and wrong, only a single flow of existence. A man who believes in love can argue endlessly. A man who experiences love cannot. For how can you argue about sunlight when you are standing in it? When you see, you no longer need to convince anyone. You simply shine. The man of experience never preaches. His presence is his teaching." The modern world is proud of its progress, yet Osho reminds us, both science and religion have failed, because both are based on belief, not experience. The scientist believes in data, the priest believes in scripture, but both believe instead of see. Both live in the mind, not in the moment, and a divided mind creates a divided world. The divided mind creates a divided world. When you become whole inside, the outer world naturally becomes peaceful, because the outer world is nothing but a reflection of the inner consciousness. A Muslim mystic once sat silently beside a Zen monk. No words, no scriptures, no teachings, only breath and the quiet between them. Osho said, "Silence knows no religion." In that stillness, there was no Islam, no Buddhism, only two souls breathing together. And somewhere else, a tech engineer, after years of building AI that feels, wrote in his journal, "We don't need machines to understand humanity. We need humanity to understand itself." That is when experience returns and conflict ends. Osho concludes, Belief is only a temporary raft, useful for crossing the river of doubt, but if you cling to it, you will never reach the shore. He advises, drop your beliefs and start seeing. Only eyes without beliefs can see truth. Let go of belief, not to fall into skepticism, but to open your eyes and directly experience life. Only then can true understanding arise, not from the intellect, but from the living experience within every breath.